Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Ellison. Here's a look at what's going on this week in the news. We begin with news from the Vatican. During his general audience, Pope Francis made a plea for an end to violence after some young children were killed in Damascus. He also mourned the losses sustained in the Philippines after Typhoon Haiyan. Rome Reports has more from a chilly St. Peter's Square.
The cold weather has made its way to Rome. So, as the Pope blessed children out in St. Peter's Square, he made sure they were kept nice and warm with gestures like this one. During his catechesis, the Pope was moved as he prayed for children who were killed in Syria. He also prayed for victims of the deadly typhoon that struck the Philippines.
Ho appreso con grande dolore che 2 giorni fa a Damasco colpi di mortaio hanno ucciso alcuni bambini che tornavano da scuola e anche l'autista dell'autobus. Altri bambini sono rimasti feriti. Per favore, che queste tragedie non accadano mai. Preghiamo fortemente. In questi giorni stiamo pregando e unendo le forze per aiutare i nostri fratelli e sorelle delle Filippine colpiti dal tifone. Queste sono le vere battaglie da combattere per la vita, mai per la morte.
We have more news now from the Vatican, though he has been Pope since March. Pope Francis just recently made the first state visit of his pontificate. On Thursday, the Pope visited Italy's presidential palace, where he voiced the Church's solidarity with the nation on social challenges like immigration, unemployment, and the well-being of families. The Pope met privately with Italian President Giorgio Napolitano for 30 minutes before his public address. President Napolitano praised the Pope's conception of the Church and the faith, which he said had impressed all Italians, believers and non-believers. In a change of protocol for state visits, Pope Francis greeted not only government ministers and other dignitaries, but also palace staff members and their families, whom he encouraged to greet palace visitors with a spirit of welcome and understanding. In news now from around the country. At the United States Bishops' Conference fall meeting in Baltimore this past week, bishops approved adding a staff position in the Secretariat of Pro-Life Activities that would work with Project Rachel and similar post-abortion healing ministries in dioceses across the nation. Cardinal Sean O'Malley of Boston, chairman of the Bishops' Committee on Pro-Life Activities, had made the request for the position to the Bishops' Committee on Priorities and Plans, and then it passed by the vote of 225 to 9 by the General Assembly this week. And the Project Rachel related position will be funded by a grant from the Knights of Columbus. We had a chance to talk with Cardinal Sean at the USCCB meeting in Baltimore. The Cardinal talked about the increase in the need for post-abortion healing ministries and how this new position will help on the national level.
The whole area of post-abortion healing ministry has grown to be so important in the life of the Church. And we do have a web page, and they have received 5 million hits. We see the Project Rachel ministry expanding in dioceses throughout the United States. Actually, Boston and Washington have been very involved in helping to train people for the various dioceses. But we see that our own national office needs to have more help to be able to keep up with this. When you realize, there are thousands and thousands of women out there who have had an abortion, who have been damaged spiritually and often emotionally by this experience, and some of them feel such a weight of guilt, and we want to be able to have the Church reach out to them and to feel God's loving forgiveness and to find a path back, as it were, from this terrible experience. And we were very blessed that the Knights of Columbus have offered to underwrite this position for the conference, and we know this will be a great service to all of our dioceses to be able to strengthen the Project Rachel programs that exist throughout the country.
And finally in the news, Hawaii has become the 15th state to legalize same-sex marriage. On November 13th, Governor Neil Abercrombie signed the bill into law, and it will take effect December 2nd. Honolulu Bishop Larry Silva called same-sex marriage a manufactured civil right that is a profound misunderstanding of the purpose of human sexuality. The bill, SB 1, gives married same-sex couples the same benefits and responsibilities as opposite-sex married couples in Hawaii, while protecting, to a degree, clergy and religious organizations that oppose same-sex marriage from having to provide services or facilities for the ceremonies. In a statement released in Washington, San Francisco Archbishop Salvatore Cordileone, chairman of the U.S. Bishops' Subcommittee on the Promotion and Defense of Marriage, said the decision showed the need for rebuilding a culture of the family in the country. Well, that is all the information we have for you this time. I'm Kevin Nelson. Don't forget, you can keep up to date on Catholic news throughout the week with Catholic Newsbreak right here on the Catholic TV Network.